Hello everyone, and for those of you that do not know us, my name is Steve.
And my name is Rob, and we are the joint best men today.
And we would like to start today by saying how lovely the maid of honour Holly looks, and the two bridesmaids Charlotte and Amelia also look lovely.
And how handsome the two page boys look, Oliver and Archie. And of course Amy, you look absolutely stunning. Well, on to the man of the moment, Jack.
As some of you will know, the three of us met through Twitter through our love of Crystal Palace.
Hey! He's a bright fan.
And I remember when the three of us got together for the first time and you two broke into my hotel room.
And I think that more or less sets the tone for our relationship and some of the antics that the three of us have got up to over the last few years.
Now that first meeting was the day of the match against our most hated rivals, Brighton. We met up about midday and drank through the day until the evening kick-off.
And it was a couple of hours before kick-off that I realised what a great and loyal friend Jack was to become. All of us feeling rather happy were making our way to a pub near the ground when I heard music blaring from a house. Feeling in the party mood, I entered the front garden to be met by this sweet little old black lady. When I asked her where the party was, she invited me in. For me only to be stopped by her 7-foot nephew, who informed me that this was actually a wake and that I was not welcome. Being brave because of my two newly acquired chums were right behind me, I puffed my chest out, looked round, only to find they were running off up the road.
It was Jack's idea to run. We then headed to the pub right by Sellers Park, which is where we found out that Jack's hand-eye coordination sometimes leaves a lot to be desired.
Ah, you mean old Slippery, Rob?
Yes, I do. The day's drink had taken its toll on all of us, but most definitely on Jack. As I handed him a pint, he looked at it, knew he had to tighten his grip on the glass, but unfortunately the signal from his brain to his hand must have taken a detour, and the glass went sliding through his hand and onto the floor, upsetting quite a few people around us. And of course, Jack's coordination issues really surfaced when you all came to visit us in Malvern.
Oh yes. After that long walk on the hills with lots of refreshment stops,
Lots.
Jack not only managed to trip over a dog's water bowl on the way to the bar, then had us in stitches when he somehow knocked over our freshly poured drinks that were sat on the bar.
And Jack then got his first taste of what marriage life is likely to be. When he returned to Amy, he was sat in the beer garden when she told him that he'd certainly had his last drink for that afternoon.
Do you remember I did?
And Steve, what about the day that you and Jack went to visit the rum shop in Soho?
Oh yes. We'd just finished breakfast and I mentioned that I'd found this shop that sold over 1,000 different rums. So off we went to visit it. When we entered the shop, the salesman started up a discussion with Jack regarding his love of rum and offered us a sample. It was at this point I felt that we should leave.
But no doubt Jack being Jack felt that 10:40 in the morning was a good idea to stay and take up the offer.
Indeed, Rob. 7 double shots later, but 8 for Jack.
You didn't tell me that bit.
Because he said...
I don't remember it.
A bit of that.
And I felt sorry for you.
We stumbled out of the shop feeling a little worse for wear.
And that's when I got the phone call from Steve and then from a very drunken Jack who attempted to explain in between the giggling what drinks they had drunk. I've had a frisky bum and Kerry was gorgeous.
And for those of you who do not speak Jackanese, that translates to I've had a whiskey, rum and sherry was gorgeous. And of course Jack was getting into trouble long before Rob and I came on the scene.
Do you mean the Christmas cracker story?
I do, Rob. Do you remember it, Jack?
No.
You were 7 and Holly was 4?
No, I don't remember this. I'm a bit worried about
When they got the ball out of the cracker, Jack put it down and told Holly to kick it.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, but Jack was a little slow in moving away and Holly did what she was told. Unfortunately, her follow-through kicked one of Jack's teeth out.
And of course, Jack's interest in the opposite sex started at a very early age.
Paris?
That's right. When one year they went to Euro Disney and took the wrong turning that ended up in the red light district. And Jack was saying to his mum that he wanted to go into the shops to visit the ladies.
Nothing's changed there then. Sounds like a typical Saturday when the three of us go out. Number 2.
Oh, yeah. But if it wasn't for Amy's good nature towards down and out looking people, we may not all be standing here today.
And their love of Starbucks coffee.
Yes, apparently Starbucks were not keen on Jack's working attire and had a moan about him sitting on their seats. But Amy stood up for him that day, and the rest is history. And it's 5 years today exactly that they met in Starbucks. So I think that deserves a round of applause. Well done.
On a serious note, Jack is one of the nicest, most hard-working and loyal people that I've ever met. He likes a good laugh, but also loves his family very, very much. All qualities that take years to acquire. No doubt it's down to Mandy and Pete that Jack has turned out the way he has. So well done to you two.
Now, Jack, we'd like to offer you some advice. A marriage is about give and take. Okay, you'll be doing all the giving, and Amy will be doing all the taking.
Thank you for adding that in.
It's all right.
That happened long ago.
Went down well.
Yes, Jack, and should you feel nervous regarding your wedding night, then please feel free to come to Rob or I for advice.
Please don't.
Obviously,
Please don't.
That's not what Chris told us.
obviously, we have the experience of having been there before, and you know that you can trust us to give genuine, honest advice. And of course, anything you ask would be between just us, well, maybe Twitter, Facebook, the guys up the palace, but you know. But on a serious note, I'd like to give you both this thought. You do not marry someone that you can live with, but someone you cannot live without.
So I'd like you all to raise your glasses and toast Amy and Jack, the new Mr. and Mrs. Dadswell.
Mr. and Mrs. Dadswell. You got off lightly there, boy.
I did, yeah. All right. Glad that's not good.
Oh, and we've got the videos now to show.